everyone, and welcome to our 6th episode of the Ice Cream Social Podcast. We are back. Yes, we did take a little bit of a break. We had life events that, of course, kind of just took a roll this past 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we had to kind of pause on the podcast, but we're back and we are ready and excited to talk about our 6th episode. But let's talk about what's the reason why we actually took this little break, because it's something that we have to kind of celebrate. We just have to celebrate because it's about my hubby and of his job. So go for it.
So I entered to the job that I'm in now about a year ago. It was a kind of like a foot in the door position.
Yeah.
And after working hard for a year, I'm finally in the position that I wanted to be.
Yes.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
So this is something I was working towards in the industry that I'm in. Before that, but of course, the world shut down, so I kind of had to obviously, make ends meet another way. But after a long time, it seemed like it wasn't going to happen. I'm here and I'm excited. And unfortunately, but fortunately for me, my first week of the job required me to go to a swanky resort in the Texas Hill Country where I got to drink a lot of champagne.
He got pampered. He literally just got spoilily pampered, and I couldn't go.
It was like a team meeting for like the whole division, but at the same time, it was also pampering. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got spa treatment. You
dinner.
got freaking champagne off, like endless champagne. I mean, you could have gone golfing. You had a swimming pool. I mean, I needed that. No, it's okay.
But yeah, other than that,
I'm glad
it was,
yeah.
Unfortunately, I was unavailable for a good chunk of the last 2 weeks, so we just didn't want to add the podcast on top of that. So.
But it's something amazing, and I'm excited for you because I know it's something that you've been working so hard on. It's promotion. It is a promotion, and it's something to be celebrated for. And I'm glad that you're finally there.
Well, I couldn't do it without all your support, sweetheart.
Well,
so.
I have to. I know you. I have to support you no matter what.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I'm glad that was in the marriage. I was going to say, I'm glad that was in the marriage contract. But yes, anyway, we are back, guys. So before we dig into the wonderful, exciting episode we have, because it's something we really are excited to talk about, we have to go through the motions. So what are you eating today?
So of course we have our ice creams, our traditional, and I'm not one of those that likes to venture out and try different things. When it comes to ice cream, I just stick to my normal one, which is of course butter pecan. What do you have?
Cherries and chocolate.
Yeah, you're the one that just goes.
This is episode 6. I've had 6 different types of ice cream. So
yeah, I stick to my basic one. I'm the basic, B.
Yeah, but I was looking in the ice cream section yesterday, and I was like, man, I really kind of want to get that Cookies Over Texas again because it was so good. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just keep trying new things while I'm on this show. So. And
of course, guys, we are because our 6th episode. Our 6th episode is about it's going to be, we're jumping back into our categories that we've been planning to talk about, which is this episode is going to be about video games. It's a big category, of course. It's a big genre, so
touches everybody and everything.
We're more than likely going to be talking in multiple other episodes about video games because there's just so much to it.
Yeah, just because we talk about something in one episode doesn't mean we're never going to talk about it again. It's always going to come back up. It's just kind of while we're here, we're just digging into these things, like starting the conversation. Yeah,
and I'm excited because I've always been a gamer. I mean, my entire life, honestly. I did take quite a bit of a break, and now I'm kind of doing a catch up at this time. So I'm excited to really talk about it. So because of that, the hubby didn't come through on on the task that I gave him, but.
Well, I already wore my Witcher shirt, so
you could have worn it again. You can talk about it, but we are going to be jumping into that.
That's fair.
So what are you wearing then?
Well, I'm wearing a Hellboy hat. So he's been in video games before, like the Injustice 2.
Yeah.
But it's the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense hat off of the organization that Hellboy is a part of, and on the back it's got the logo there. So I'm wearing this hat. But my shirt, though, I would love it to be made into a video game. It's actually from Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is like a parody kung fu movie from, I guess, the early 2000s. I mean, I have it on VHS. But it's the villain whose name is Master Pain, and halfway through the movie, he goes by the name Betty. So he's got the "Hello, my name is Betty" name tag here.
It would be an awesome game.
It'd be like along lines of like the insaneness of Grand Theft Auto, but with kung fu instead of like cars and guns. So
someone needs to jump on that. By the way,
I would love it. I'd buy every version of that game as much as possible.
It would be hilarious. And then, of course, I'm a big. I have so many big fans of video games. I have a big category of it, but I'm gonna focus on, I guess, the main game that I've been playing for quite a long time now, which is League of Legends. So I'm wearing my KDA Ari shirt from League of Legends. And League of Legends, let's just start off there and kick it off, is a PC game, but it is coming to console very, very soon. But what I think the most thing that I love about League of Legends is the fact that there's so much more than just a video game. It's branching out to so much more and refreshing things out there. For example, the series, which is the Arcane series that's on Netflix, which is an animated series of League of Legends, and it tells the story of a few of the main characters of League of Legends.
Like the more popular ones.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to branch out and add more to it. And that's one of the things that they're branching out. And of course, the other thing is the music artists or the music artistry that they're doing is phenomenal. They do League of Legends pretty much created their own band, which is called KDA, and it's animated music videos that they do. And what I like about it a lot is that the fact that they really are storytelling, and it's very creative. It's something. Not saying that it's never done before, because Gorillas have done something animated like that before, like on music videos. But it's something different, new, and the fact that it's also K-pop, which K-pop is a big, genre. That's
huge genre.
Yeah, that people are a big fan of. So I think that's one thing that why I really enjoy League of Legends. It's just the fact that there's so much more than just a video game of it.
Yeah. Now, before I had started dating you, I'd never heard of League of Legends.
Yeah.
In the 6 years that we've been together, I think I've learned probably like a quarter of what there is to know about League of Legends. I'm interested in playing it once it does come to consoles, because I've seen you play it. Just earlier today, we were watching like the
and you're
European
more of a
finals.
Console.
Yes, I am a console gamer, but I'm also not the best strategist, I guess, when it comes to games. Like we were watching the European finals or something earlier today on Twitch, and I like, not to say I like to run and gun and be that guy, but you know, you're over here telling me like, oh, it's not all about kills. It's about like the strategy and building and doing this
And there's a big difference, though. The thing is, that's esports. So that's one thing, and that's in every game, honestly. I think when it comes to a competitive game, because League of Legends is a competitive game. So when it comes to esports, there is the rule book kind of way of play through that you're supposed to, the way how you're actually supposed to play the game. When the other way is you just play it, in a daily basis, and you're not really, in esports, and you just play it as you want, pretty much, or the way you want to play it, And so that's the biggest difference is that there's the esports kind of way to play it, or, and then there's just your regular daily play, And then, of course, there's, ranks and all of that if you're really competitive and going in that hard mode and stuff like that. So I think that's one thing. And League of Legends is a strategy game.
Yeah.
It is definitely a strategy game but it's also, it just depends on how you play it, because people play just to get kills, or people play just to, I just want to kind of troll around and,
right.
That kind of stuff. So it's just, it's so many ways you can play that game.
But I guess one thing that kind of, I won't say it shocked me, but like, you see these characters and there's a bunch of different like champions, as they call them. And, you might like, oh, that guy looks really cool. So you play him, but he has to be played a certain way.
Yes.
Or his like the learning curve of learning the character is super hard. So you might have to work with like the goofy little cat dude just because he fits your play style better than like, the badass with the sword. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, you have to kind of be comfortable playing the goofy character if that's what fits your play style versus trying to beat your head against a wall.
Yeah.
For playing the hardcore guy.
And I think that's when it comes to like new players that are coming to play League, one of my biggest advice that I can give y'all, if you're really, really interested in trying League, learn first the mechanics of it. and learn, of course, the builds, the lanes, and stick to maybe one or two characters. I definitely recommend you gotta definitely learn characters, because the thing about League of Legends, you go into this match and there is a ban section, so are gonna ban a couple of the champions, and it could be the champion that you've been probably playing all this time,
kicking
and
ass with,
kicking ass with, and then I don't know where they'll ban them, and then you're like, what the heck? I don't have a champion to play with because I haven't played him. So definitely, yes, play multiple characters just to learn them. Learn the lanes that you are able to play, because about the thing about League, it's a map and there is 4 lanes, and then there's a jungler, and in the and each lane has its own role. So there is characters that certain characters can play in those lanes, but technically you can really play any character in each lane. The thing is, you just gotta learn how to play them in the right, how to learn how to play them to that lane, pretty much. So there is a lot to it. So take your time, learn your lanes, learn how to build them too. That's the thing, is each character has its certain build, and there is a lot of online research. There's a lot of apps also that you can download for League that helps you kind of find the right build for your character. So there's just so much to it. That game is huge. And that the fact also is not just, I'm talking about Summoner's Rift, which is kind of like the main focus of League, and which was technically like the beginning of times of League. Bless you, Athena. She's been sneezing. Our corgis are in here. And Athena was sneezing. But Summoner's Rift was technically kind of like the beginning era of League. Yeah. And then it just ventured out to more. So now there's more maps. There's Runeterra. There's art. There's also tactics now. So there's so much more.
Which
even
was
other games.
That bridge.
I believe it's Art. I don't play that one often, so I don't really know much about that one. But there's so much to it. So it definitely would, depending on how you want to. You can always test them out.
Yeah.
I know you can definitely test out those different maps. Some people just stick to one certain map. Some people, venture out to the others, or they just play them all. But it's a lot, and it can be overwhelming. And I can see why people, just say like, oh no, League, no, because it's just too much. And but if you ever want to get into it, start off slow, take your time with it. Don't rush it.
You can also go to twitch.com/AlibiCosplay and watch her stream and ask her any and all questions.
I'm not that good though, guys. So I will. Let me just go into that. I have become a streamer now, and it's something actually I've been wanting to do for the longest time. Unfortunately, we just didn't have the right internet, the quality internet, I would say, out here. To really hit it hard for me to stream. I tried it 4 years ago, and then unfortunately I noticed that, one, I had an outdated computer, and then two, the internet quality has not really improved out here.
I also think you've learned a little bit more patience, because I remember 4 years ago when you were trying it, every other word out of your mouth was like the F word. But now, like, you're more cool-headed.
Oh, no, I think that's still
No, you're not cool-headed now. You don't say, like, the bad words. You're like, this darn person, I'm going to get them.
Well, okay, so that's the other thing. That's another thing about League, is that it is a toxic community. I hate to say it, but it really is. When it comes to League, and then another game that I just recently started, golly. But I think when it comes to any kind of competitive game, I think you just get that in general. So there is, because you're playing with, I always recommend, if you have a group of friends, play with a group of friends. It'll be much more funner.
Yeah.
And it's not so personal. And if you're one of those persons that is definitely going to, take offense of negative comments or let that bother you, then it may not be a game for you. But you can always mute. You can also mute.
There is a mute button.
There is a mute button, and you can also disable the chat. So you can also ignore it. I mean, I do it all the time. Maybe back then I think I did let that affect me all the time. And throughout the years, I'm just like, oh, whatever. I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna play my game, and that's it. You know.
You know how to run your champion in their role.
Exactly.
And that's what. So.
Exactly. So there is definitely ways to avoid all of that. You know, negativity of the game aspect and stuff like that. So, yeah.
So, like you're saying, you're starting to stream. You're starting to play some of these games. You're obviously not playing the one that everybody and their mom is playing, which is Warzone, because it's just Call of Duty's over there. But
Call of Duty, who?
Yeah.
It's one of those for me because I'm just like.
But so what are some of the games that I guess you would have like normally if you weren't streaming? Like if you were looking at something like on a Saturday, like, hey, I want to play games, you wouldn't have touched, but now that you've played it on stream, you're like, I actually really like this game.
Well, yeah, so here's a perfect example. So I actually, when I first started, let's go back a little bit, when I kind of first started on video games and everything like that. My type of video games back then were very storytelling, role-playing, Final Fantasy, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raiders. I played all those series. So I love storytelling, Kingdom Hearts, video games, and of course, you know, that was a kind of role play game, single player kind of, or not really multi, you know, players or anything like that. So those were my type of games at the first. I think now, because 4 years ago when I tried streaming, and that was the time when I was kind of still playing video games, not every day like I used to. Or not as often, of course, you know, life, work gets involved. And of course, you have to find that time to really play. Now that I do have a lot of time in my hands to be able to play, I'm kind of catching up. And I feel right now that I'm late at the game because I'm playing a lot of the games that have either got released 4 to 5 years ago or stuff like that. And I'm playing catch up. But I'm actually really happy because of the fact that I'm finding games that I was like, damn, I missed out on some really good games. A perfect example is definitely just yesterday, actually, I started playing Valorant. And that's actually more newer right now. That is also part of Riot. So this kind of the same creators of League of Legends created this. And shooter games actually have not been my forte. But this is technically a shooter game style, but I really actually enjoyed it. I think the one thing I like, maybe I enjoyed it because it's more PC style, and I am more. I ventured out to PC, and I've actually liked more PC games than console. But I did start off in console at the beginning of my times, of course, and now I've ventured out on PC games, and I'm absolutely in love. I'm in love, and I'm having more fun on PC than console at this time. But of course, I had Fall Guys. I started playing Fortnite. I do definitely need more practice on that.
Oh God.
Yeah. I ventured out into Fortnite. Oh my God, I keep hitting this mic. But of course, there's just so much. Diablo, I absolutely love it. That's one of my other favorite series too. And I actually played that in the console, the Diablo 3, and I actually enjoyed that one more in console than on PC. Maybe because there's so much to it, you know, buttons to pick on with PC. And then in console, it kind of, you know, made it a little bit more.
Simplified it.
Yeah, it simplified it a little bit more. So Diablo for sure is definitely one of those. And then, of course, the Assassin's Creed. I'm super excited that the new ones are coming out. We'll get to that in just a minute. But there's just so much.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that's kind of, I started off role play games, then I jumped into PC, and when I started playing
like multiplayer games.
Yeah, multiplayer.
Well, you've also got the crew.
Online games, yeah.
The crew that you're with, the Blitz team.
Well, yeah, and that's something new right now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I know you like a little bit of everything.
I like everything to a certain point.
But you do like a lot of storytelling.
I love all storytelling games.
Yeah.
That's what I mainly play. Yeah. Just because, like you'd mentioned, the internet. So as far as like gaming with my friends, it's hard because of our internet.
Yeah.
But also at the same time too, it's like the games that my friends play, like they're already just eons ahead, and I'm not gonna jump into a game and obviously be so much at a disadvantage. Of course, I do need to kind of just knuckle down and do it, but I don't want to feel like I'm hindering them. You know, it's like if I'm on a squad with like
Yeah.
you know my friends that are playing this game and they've obviously put like,
Like,
plus over
like Call of
100 hours.
Duty. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like that hunt showdown. Like I enjoyed that, but I was just like, man, like I'm so far behind like on the mechanics and how to work this. And then my buddy Levi is just, I mean, that's all he plays. Like, so he's just like a pro.
Well, we have quite a few friends that just,
Like,
that's all they play.
him and Melissa. But it's like, okay, well, I mean, like I'm just gonna die, and I don't want to bring the squad down.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that I have a couple friends that they're also wanting me to. Hey, okay, you play Valorant, so you should come and join and play Warzone. And I'm like, oh my god! First of all, when it comes to like Apex, Call of Duty, even Halo, I would say even Halo,
Old school Halo, though.
but anything like those games that I know so many people have spent so much hours. I mean, to the point where they literally make it their life.
My brother.
And I'm like doing catch up right now. I just know I'm not gonna get to that level, and I'm just gonna That's why I kind of started off with Valorant. I did a little bit of Fortnite, and I got the hang of that a little bit. Like I said, I still need more practice. But Valorant is still kind of fresh. I think it's only been out maybe about a year. Or maybe
so.
2.
Something like that.
I think about a year or 2. And that was actually something kind of quick and easy that I was able to pick up. And I still need practice on it. I'm not saying I got the hang of it and I'm good now to the point where I can jump into ranks. No, not yet. Not yet. I still need a lot more practice on that. I just started yesterday. So
hey.
Yeah. But I actually really enjoyed it. And Overwatch, that's another game that I do enjoy. It has that feel. It has League of Legends with like Overwatch.
Well, I think this is what kind of came out in the between Overwatch and Overwatch 2.
Yes.
This is Valorant came out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of story-based games. Like she mentioned, like Assassin's Creed. I play the Tomb Raiders, like the Final Fantasies. All those. I like the turn-based ones, like Final Fantasy, because it was the ones like if you're in a hard boss fight, you can kind of just let it be on your turn and go make a sandwich and eat the sandwich and come back and like finish the fight. So you're able to like actually step away in the middle of confrontation and chaos.
There's like a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like The Witcher right now is probably like my all-time favorite, but I've also put like 400 hours into that game. But it's my Zen game. That's the thing is like I was talking to a friend of mine and I was playing another game again. I'm kind of playing catch up with you as now that we've had this little bit faster internet to download these games.
Yes.
It was the Shadow of War, like the Lord of the Rings one. It came out, I don't know, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I was playing it and my friend's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you playing something other than The Witcher." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to branch out, but at the same time too, it's like I go back to The Witcher because it's zen. It's like after like a rough day or after like a long day. It's
also really good.
It's such a great game. And I mean, I'm on my 5th playthrough, so it's obviously good. But it's just like the sound, like just everything about that game.
It really
like
is a
the
relaxing
soundtrack.
game.
It just, I'll put me to bed. Like that's the thing is like I'll play it before bed, and I'm like I'm out. Like it's a peace of mind.
I actually play some of the music on my stream just because it is sinful and it just relaxes you and it's just, oh, this is nice,
Yeah, like if the spa that I was at last week could have had like the Witcher music, like game over.
Oh my god, they should just totally create a spa of the Witcher spa.
The Witcher spa, right? Oh, that'd be so crazy.
Oh my god, first of all,
but
with Geralt in it.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
But I started out playing like Super Nintendo games, so obviously like your Super Mario Brothers, Yoshi's Island.
Of course, I think everybody kind of started.
I hope so. Then of course moved to the N64, which I'm really excited. We haven't done it yet, but we have a Switch, and Switch has like the emulation or whatever it is. So they have a bunch of the N64 games. So I'm really excited to start playing some like the old school N64 games again.
Yep.
Because I ended up like finding. Before I started dating you, I found my old 64 in like a closet. I plugged it in and it just died. Yeah. Like I literally turned it on and it just stopped. So I was so devastated. I'd still have that if it wasn't for that. But I'm really excited to go back and play like the old school Legend of Zeldas. I really haven't played the new ones.
Yeah, me either.
But I don't know if there's just something about like the new Zeldas that I just don't like.
It's not the same feel.
I get it.
I know what you mean. Yeah, because I think I don't know, and I guess of course, the when the originals came out back then, I mean, we were what, I don't know,
middle school, elementary kind of.
yeah, elementary, and for us that time it was just like nostalgic, and it was just exciting. And
Yeah.
I don't know, and now I don't know. It's hard for me. I know what you mean because
Like the graphics look amazing, but it's like I just don't have no desire to go through that again.
Same.
It's weird for me. I
don't
might
know
end
what
up
it is.
playing. Was it Twilight Princess or whatever? Like the really big popular one is.
Yeah.
I might play it, but yeah, it's just to me, it's just not my Zelda, not my Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played that. Then of course, like I think I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then Xbox, and I've been Xbox all the way through. I didn't have a PS3. I didn't have a PS4 until I started dating you.
yeah, I was a PlayStation person.
So like I missed out on so many
Again, Final
games.
Fantasy.
Right. But I missed out on so many games like of this last, I guess, generation was like the God of War and Ghost of Tsushima. Like I missed out on those like at launch because I didn't have a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, when we were obviously like quarantined and at home, I picked up God of War. I know God of War came out like 2018, so I want to say I was only 2 years late to the party.
Yeah.
But I started playing like all these old like PlayStation games.
But you caught up.
But I caught up, yeah.
You got up.
So
caught up to the,
I took advantage of you being the PlayStation in the house to play these exclusives that I hadn't played before.
And see, because of the pandemic, my work was still kind of functioning during the pandemic. So I think you were the one that had more time in your hands. So I didn't have that time in my hands to really get back into the video game. So you kind of took over the TV. So
well, yeah.
And we only kind of had one or two consoles at that time. So
yeah, and then we moved to our current living situation, and I had a game room for like a month, and then you found kittens underneath the house, and then they took over my game room. So there went that.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
The cats took over the.
Yeah, that's right. I lost out on my man cave for kittens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now I am playing like The Witcher again.
Of course, yeah.
I was still playing the Lord of the Rings one. Cyberpunk came out with the new. That's another thing. Like Cyberpunk, love the game. I'm not a big first person guy. Mm-hmm. Although there are a couple really good ones. Like Cyberpunk was a nice first person. Skyrim. Skyrim. I mean, God, Skyrim
was good. I did play
amazing. The mods are hilarious for that. But I think the next they'll probably pick back up Cyberpunk because they just came out with another update and they're getting ready to drop the DLC finally. So
yeah.
Other than that, I'm not too excited. Oh, then there's that Plague Tale I was telling you about. I think it's a Plague Tale. I think I want to play the first one because the second one's getting ready to come out. So
I heard it's sad that one. Though. Yeah, it's just like a sad game.
Oh, well, we'll have to see. And then League once it comes to console because I'm really excited to get my ass kicked by that.
I'm gonna get him into League. Of course, he wants to play in console. I was like, okay, fine.
Well, it's what it's available on because now that we can play together, you can play in here and I can play in the
well, yeah. But I think it's definitely still better. I don't know. We'll see. I also want to try it out on console and see how it works because I have a feeling it's going to be more like Wild Rift, which is the mobile game of League of Legends. And because I did play that and I can see how the mechanics work on that. But I don't know if it's going to be the same like way of the PC game or it's just going to be something completely different or they're just kind of moving like the mobile game to the console. So we'll see.
Well, I guess it's all about button mapping.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. It just depends on how the button works and all that stuff because like I said, there's so much to League.
Yeah.
The items, the skills, the abilities, and all of that. So that's why PC works for me better for right now, at least. I haven't tried console. Until that happens, then we'll see.
No, I know another game that I liked, but I don't think I liked it as much as you did back in our youth, was Dynasty Warriors.
No. Wait, what?
I like Dynasty Warriors. I just don't think I played it as much as you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But I thought you said that I don't.
No, we both liked. I just didn't like it as much as you, is what I was saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you had like all the Dynasty Warriors.
Yes.
We started dating, and you're like, "Yo, we playing Dynasty Warriors 8 tonight." And I was like, "Oh, I haven't played Dynasty Warriors since like the first or the second one." And
yeah. And honestly, it's definitely a game that not a lot of people really that I know or that I really see out in the community that really plays. Like I don't see many people stream it. That's one thing I don't unsee. And
Good call. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anybody stream
no, I
Dynasty
don't really
Warriors.
see many people stream it, and it's actually a fighting game. It's a FGC game. What is it called? I think
Something like that.
It's like a fighting community game. So that's technically what it is. But there is also a strategy to it. There is of course the ones that have you can go play the story modes of the characters and the dynasties, and so. There's those, and then there's of course the strategy ones, that ones that you kind of build your own kind of like dynasty, and you go and attack another dynasty, and you got to find a strategy to how to overtake and all of that. So there's so much to that game too. And Dynasty Warriors, I think the one thing I loved about it is the armor and the artwork of the characters. And again, I'm one of those geeky I love all the feudal Japan. I love the Chinese dynasties. I just love that artistry, and of course the Asian culture. And I've always embraced that. So that's what when I saw Dynasty Warriors, I was like, oh, let me try this game out.
Yeah.
And then I saw like all the beautiful characters, and then I started learning about the dynasties. I was like, oh my god, I'm in love with this, and I just kept going. And then I started collecting Dynasty Warriors from like one, and like started. I just ventured out into it, and I actually need to jump back into that. The last Dynasty Warrior game that I played was actually Dynasty Warriors 8.
There's a ninth one that's come out, right?
Yeah,
There's
but
I
haven't played it yet. Yeah, so Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends, I think that was the last one that I actually played. So that is definitely one that I need to catch up on, because I believe now there might be 9 or 10.
I think it's 9, because
Okay,
9's
maybe
the
there's
last
9.
one. But then I'm just looking it up right now because I wanted to get the name right. But they're coming out, I want to say it's next year. It's called Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Yes,
That's the one that's not related to Dynasty Warriors, but it's the same characters, but it's more of like a supernatural horror element to it, where there's like demons and monsters and stuff like that. And I think you're playing as like the obviously real characters from the
game.
the war. Was it the Romance of the Three Kingdoms or Warriors or whatever the.
Or like just
but like because like Lubu's in there, but then like all the other characters you play in Dynasty Warriors, because they're all based off real people.
Yeah, well, they're all from different dynasties. Yeah,
but yeah, it's
some of the main characters.
It's more like a horror theme like that, because I know they announced it earlier this year, and it's coming out next year. So it's like Dynasty Warriors, but not Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah. And speaking of horror, let's jump into the next one that again, another one that is very, I guess, Asian culture. And it's a horror game, and that I'm a big fan of. And again, a lot of people maybe not know about it, or even heard about it. But it's definitely a very unique game. And
I think people our age know about it, but anybody younger than that, probably not.
No, it is called Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is a horror game, and I absolutely love it. It's actually one of my favorite horror games that I just absolutely love. And it's a game that you play. What I love about it is that there's storytelling to it. There's very authentic storytelling to it. And I believe the first one and the second one are actually based off of a true story, historical, to a certain point, because they do add on to it. So there is facts to those
it's like
two games.
Like a legend with truth to it.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so it's really great. So if you really are into horror games, it is a first person with a camera, so you can get up close with ghosts and stuff like that.
It is the first person. Mm-hmm. Oh no shit.
Yeah, because it's like you're taking pictures pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you still see the character,
Oh, so it's like third person.
Yeah, it's third person with the camera. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and then when
that makes it scarier.
Yeah. I mean, because the fact that once you go into camera mode, it just goes to like first person, and you're actually taking pictures of ghosts, and that's technically how you kill the ghosts in the game.
You capture their souls.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember Pokemon Snap?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I remember that.
No, it's not like Pokemon Snap.
No, but yes. So that's one of my also my favorite like horror games that I would play, and I actually also need to catch up on that one because I haven't been able to catch up on it. The last one I played was actually 2? No, 3. Sorry, Fatal Frame 3. And 2 is my favorite for sure, but the newest one. I think the Blackwater or no Black Bright. I forget the name. Something Black Mirror. I don't know. Something. The newest one.
I want to say Black Butterfly, but I don't know if that's right.
Black something. Black.
Yeah.
Black Bride something. Anyways, but that is my one that I've been wanting to play. Because it does continue off with some of the original characters from 2. And I'm so excited. I just want to play it.
You know,
it looks so good.
See,
it looks so good.
I want you to play horror games on stream.
I know.
But you tried that one and it was too much. Although I did.
That wasn't like, that was just like, that was definitely more jump scare than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I know that, I am venturing out with stream. I'm taking advantage that now that I'm streaming that I am venturing out on so many other games to try out and play.
Yeah.
One, because again, I'm doing catch up. And I just been missing out on so many great games to play. And so a lot of them right now are also free to play with because, there are older games. So, and of course I tried out this one and that one's actually was a new one, but,
brand new.
What is it called? Hide Alone?
Hide Alone.
Yes. Oh God. I don't know why I even thought about trying that out. I didn't even last 30 seconds or a minute to that game.
3 minutes.
Okay, there you go. 3 minutes. I didn't even play.
I also was probably scaring you a little bit.
Yes, you did. And that didn't help. Yeah. I think now horror games, oh my God, they're such a high level now.
Well, yeah.
Because they're really now meant to like really scare you. Like they really like want you to have nightmares and want you to like.
It's jump scares, but at the same time too, it's like the technology and the graphics of
that too.
Evolved so much to where it looks just disgusting.
Yes, to the point where I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks realistic now, stuff. So it definitely makes it more scarier. But if you're into horror games, go for it. I will play one. I have to play. I know my friend Lavon Marie. She says she wants to play Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. Yeah. So I heard that's a pretty scary game. So she wants us to just do it together, and I was like, okay, maybe with 2 people, I think we'll be okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. What about you? Do you have any favorite horror games?
No, I don't play horror games.
No.
Actually, no.
I mean, Resident Evil. Didn't you play Resident Evil?
No.
No,
No,
I thought you did.
Zombies scare the shit out of me. No, I played a horror game. I'm not gonna even try to think of the name because it might take me forever in a day.
I know you don't like your scary stuff.
I don't do scary stuff, man. But no, I did play
Especially
something.
anything with clowns.
Yeah, no,
You
fuck
don't.
that shit. Like they're
don't
making
like
a Killer Clowns from Outer Space game, and why? No, but I did play something that was not horror, but it was like suspense. I can't remember it. I can't remember the name of it, but I know that within the last like 10 years I played this game, and I played it all the way through. And I don't know why I played it because it pretty sure gave me nightmares, but I'll have to remember the name. Like I don't know, but I know that I don't mess with that stuff, man. Like I was watching a YouTuber play The Quarry. That looked interesting to me, but that's just more of like a
Storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch the movies,
I do want to play it though.
but like any of these horror games, like was it Dead by Daylight or Dying Light
That one,
or
so I was looking actually on that one because they look interesting to me, but it also looks like you kind of have to play with a party because they kind of have to help you.
4v1.
Yeah.
One person's the killer, then there's like the 4 people. Yeah.
So you gotta definitely have a party for that one. I think it would be fun, but I feel like it's also gonna be a little too repetitive because from what I've seen from the streamers that I've watched them play, and of course some YouTubers and stuff like that have made reviews of it. It's kind of the same thing over and over. I mean, you have one person that's the killer, and then the other 3 are the ones either trying to kill him or survive with it. I don't know. It just kind of looks a little repetitive. Like there's not like more to it.
Everybody, but everybody plays the killer differently. Or everybody plays the people differently.
True.
So
True.
if you play with like a crew of like yourself, like your friends, I think it's a good like party game.
I might give it a try honestly because it does like capture my eye.
Yeah.
And it's not like super horror-y.
Yeah.
Either. It's not. I didn't see so much like jump scares. Whether it's like trying to like, it's like, it's still terrifying because you have a
killer,
right. And stuff like that. But
it's funny that we haven't even touched on like racing or sports games because we don't play those.
No, well, I do.
You play sports games?
Well, I play Need for Speed. That's a racing game, kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, it's not like sporty.
Yeah.
But I used to play Burnout. I used to play so sporting games. I've never got into like football, NFL, or like soccer, all that stuff. My brother did. I know he played all that stuff. I was just racing. I did play the Grand Theft Autos. Wait, was it not the Grand Theft Autos? Oh, Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
I was like, right, the other one, Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
I played those. And then, of course, Need for Speed is actually one of my other top games, just because I actually originally started playing it in arcade mode. And then I ventured out that, of course, it was on console. And I just fell in love with it. And I was just like, oh, my God. Of course, I even got the wheel. I had the wheel. I had the little joystick and everything. And I got into those actually really, like, I was like hardcore on those. Yeah.
I played Forza 5, but it gets old after a while.
Yeah. And the same thing with the Need for Speed ones. After a while, it just gets, okay, you know, all right. You get to a certain point and you just keep getting chased by cops. It's like, give me something new.
Yeah, I remember you were getting frustrated with that one, that Heat or whatever it was.
Oh, God. Heat? Yeah. Good Lord. The cops are brutal on that one. I mean, I'm like, that's give me a little bit more, I don't know, realistic. Because there's the one, Heat, and then the Hot Pursuit one before. Yeah. I guess it was a little bit more mild because of the Hot Pursuit one. It was, the cops will chase you and stuff like that. But
they weren't as, like, overly
aggressive
cops.
Aggressive. Oh, my God. Like, they were out for blood. Yeah. Like, they wanted you dead, and I was freaking hard to avoid. I was getting too frustrated in that game.
Yeah. I played sports like games like way back in the day, like early 2000s. I remember that. We played like NBA Live, but did you ever hear about like NFL Street or NBA Street? See, I played those ones. I never
really liked those.
Those ones were like the it was, like that kind of like mix. I mean, it wasn't like your basic football game. It was like you're playing on like asphalt, and of course everyone's like just wearing their jerseys and not wearing pads. And then there was one called Blitz the League that I used to play with a buddy of mine that lived in the neighborhood, where it was like, it was a football league, but you could like actually like hurt the other players. So if like a guy got his finger stuck in like the face mask, you turn like that and break his fingers. Or like, it was, or there was times where like, or like if your guy got hurt, you go to the sideline and like the doctor like shoot like steroids and you like inject you with steroids and you go back out there and play. Yeah, it was called like Blitz the League, and it was rated M because like you're beating the shit out of the other players. But yeah, that's what it was. Like it was, we used to play that at my buddy's house, and it was just over the top and unnecessary. But yeah. That was one of the older games. Let's talk a little bit
about the rating stuff, because something I do want to hit up on this is that, and this comes a little bit kind of like politician stuff and everything like that. But so one of the big things is when it comes down to ratings on video games. First of all, there's a reason why there's ratings on these games.
Yeah.
First of all,
absolutely.
There's a reason why there's ratings on these games. So it all comes down to the parents or the guardianships of the children that are playing these games to have control on that. Because when it comes to that, I know that there's a group of people out there that think that video games are just promoting violence and that they're bad influence for children and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but video games is something we need. We do need to have. It's a great way to get back into that inner kid phase, or just take a break from life and just like enjoy. And no matter how graphic or how violent or whatever you think of that game is, there's a reason why there is a rating on these games. So again, it comes straight down to parenting, the guardianship, or whoever is buying these video games, first of all, because of course you have to be a certain age also to buy these games too. So it all comes down to that. So if you think that your child is having too much bad influence when it comes down to either violent video games or anything. Yeah, he has to take a picture of Athena. She's laying down flat right now. Oh my God, both of them are.
Oh, good Lord. But no, you're absolutely right. You know, it's I feel the same way that it's up to the parents. I mean,
Yeah.
if you find your kid playing Grand Theft Auto and he's like a 6-year-old and they're like,
Yep.
it's because of the video games. Like, no, it's because of you. You let him play it.
Yes, exactly. So I don't like the fact because it comes down, some people, especially when it comes to the school shootings and stuff like that, everything that unfortunately negative
Yeah.
stuff that has happened, especially when it comes with young kids shooting other young kids and vice versa and stuff like that. They automatically, parents or, you know, the community itself just automatically just go towards video games and they blame video games.
Yep.
They think, oh, well, it's because the child was playing way too much video games and all those violence games and stuff like that. Then control that. Mm-hmm. You are the parent, you are the guardian. You need to control that. You need to be able to control that. First of all, if you do not approve of that stuff, so why let him buy it or why let him play it?
Yep.
Simple as that.
Absolutely.
So again, there's a reason why there is ratings on these games, and y'all have the control on that. So do not blame the video games, because this is something that we all need. And I think this is the other thing that I want to also talk about, is the fact that now that I become a streamer, I've also looked for inspiration from other streamers and stuff like that. And the cool thing about it is that in my times that I've been researching other streamers, is that I've actually found a lot of older generation, or you know, older folks that are out there playing video games like Fortnite or like Fall Guys, or you know, playing you know, or you know, playing Call of Duty or playing League. And I'm just like, and they're, you know, in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm actually so mind blown of that, because I'm like, man, like the fact that even like the older community is of, you know, people are actually finding joy in these like games, and they're streamers. First of all, that's why I'm just like, not just that they're playing these games, but they went beyond.
They're actually streaming it. Game, right?
Yes,
that's
and
awesome.
I'm just like so mind blown on that, because it's just such a, I'm like, wow, and it brings my, like, it brings warmth to my heart, because I'm just like, there's like one that I do see here. I think her name is Abuelita.
Yeah, the old lady plays like Fortnite,
yes,
right?
Yeah. And she's so good. I was like, she's like in her 70s, and she is like kicking ass on Fortnite. And I'm like, she's shutting down these little kids. And I'm just like, yes, Abuelita, go for it.
Hey, man.
Yes.
The chancla.
That for real. And I'm just so impressed. I'm just like, wow. And that, I'm just like, goals right there. And then of course, you know, we have a favorite YouTuber that we watch.
We do.
Eddie.
He's part of a crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Eddie VR.
Yes.
And he's part of the boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love.
One thing I love, that he's Hispanic. So of course Hispanic, yes. And the fact that, you know, he's locally from here. We absolutely love him. We watch his videos like almost every night. He's hilarious. He's so down to earth and just straight comedy. And then he brings on his parents.
Yeah.
That's the best thing, is watch the videos with his parents when his parents are playing Fall Guys or playing horror games. Oh my God. First of all, again, they're a Hispanic Mexican family, and like, it just makes everything so like golden in his videos. And that's one thing I'm finding so much joy and so much like, just peace, and it's bringing me so much like smiles to me to see that in the community. And I think that's why I'm so excited and happy to finally jump into that stream life and the gaming again, because it's bringing me back so much like memories and joy and just everything. That's why we need the video game community to stay alive forever.
Would you ever put your mom in a game?
If she would do it. That's my thing. I don't know. My mom was never one of those persons to really like touch a controller or play a game. I've never really ever saw her do that. I think she told me when she was like young, that, you know, of course, she said the times that they did play, it was just the arcade ones back then. You know, she's like, you know, Pac-Man back then or that kind of style. But I don't think she's ever touched like an actual
video game
controller now. So
yeah.
So it would be interesting to see. But yeah. So
we had talked a little bit about it, games we're excited for. I'm obviously excited for the next Witcher.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Gotham Knights also comes out next month.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the Arkham series. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm a Batman fan. Give me anything Batman, I'll buy it. Gotham Knights, I'm
Like
excited
every
for
other
as well.
Batman
Right,
fan.
like every other Batman fan out there. So those are like the two that I'm really big excited for. Of course, with like actually getting to try League. Some of the other games I haven't played yet that are available, like that Plague Tale and some other ones on on like the Xbox Game Pass. But I think there's one that we've only got like a teaser trailer for it. I want to say it was last December at the Video Game Awards. Hopefully, get it this year. But I'm pretty sure you're excited for the Wonder Woman game.
Yes, that too.
Yeah.
I am very actually excited for that. First of all, we just need it. We need it. We need more female influenced video games. We need more female influence. I mean, I think the last one that like really gave such a good aspect for female video game was Elo, what's her name?
Alloy?
Alloy?
Sorry.
With the game.
Shit.
What's the name of the game?
It's Horizon. Horizon Zero.
Horizon Zero.
Aloy.
See, I was saying her name wrong.
Aloe Vera.
Aloe Vera.
Aloy. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that game
That was awesome. I love that game.
Yeah.
Another PlayStation game that I didn't get to play until I started dating you.
Yes, I think that like definitely like boom, another great female role video game, and I think we need more. So I am excited for, of course, this is DC and Wonder Woman. They're bringing one out for that, but you know we need more. We need more.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And then I think one other one that I'm actually really excited for is we're getting more Assassin's Creed, guys. Yeah. We are getting more Assassin's Creed.
There's so many people that have fallen off the Assassin's Creed boat, and I understand it because it's gone to some pretty weird places. But I've played like every Assassin's Creed that's come out, and I've loved it.
I love them.
Love them all. I'm excited for them to kind of start to go back to their roots, like they say.
Yes.
But like yesterday was yesterday they dropped 3 trailers. The next one is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which takes place in 9th century Baghdad. It's like the story of a character who pops up in Valhalla. It's his story, so you play as him. But then it also dropped 2 little teaser trailers for 2 other ones. One that's finally what everybody and their mom has been asking for.
Yes.
In a feudal Japan. Yes. Called Project Red or Codename Red. And then the other one that literally is like no information for, but I heard from a source who I guess like watches everything Ubisoft, and it's the England Witch Hunts.
Oh.
But it's called Project Hex or Codename Hex or something like that.
It looks so good.
So that's
just
what that's
a little
what that
bit
was
of tease.
based
That's
off
all
of.
I needed, and I was just like, I'm sold.
Yeah, but it's going to be on the England Witch Hunts. So like talking about like all that stuff.
Yes, and like if y'all didn't know this, I am a big fan of that stuff. So I'm just first of all the feudal Japan. That's for sure my top one that I'm like, I have to play.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, it's something that I feel that everybody's been asking for, and it's
but
like
then the witchery one,
the witchy stuff, yeah. And it makes me also like seeing that really made me want to just download Black Flag again.
Yes,
because Black Flag is like my.
Honestly, I actually
Black Flag.
have yet to play the Valhalla one, and I should jump into that and maybe do a couple streams on that too because I need to. I heard it's really long though.
Yeah, it's not as long as
the other one.
The Greek one. What was
that
it?
one's
Origins?
longer.
Odyssey. Odyssey was ridiculously long. Origins is pretty long too, so it's not. I don't think it's as long as
because I
either
played
of those.
Odyssey a little bit, but I did realize it was freaking long.
Yeah, it's not as long, but yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it. I put 100 hours into it. I think before I finally beat the game, and I know that sounds like a long time, but I enjoyed it. It was fun to me. Like it never got boring for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I really liked Valhalla, but of course I really like that Norse stuff. So, and anything supernaturally thrown in there, any sort of fiction thrown into that Norse stuff, I'll give it to me.
Yep.
But other than that, the last question I have for you that I guess we want to talk about, unless you want to talk about why I hate The Last of Us and you like The Last of Us. I'm kidding.
Well, I'm actually gonna be honest. Last of Us, I only played like maybe 40 hours on it.
Okay.
So I never finished it.
I never played it, but I don't like it.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it was too hyped. Like I could talk
Okay,
about one of those
I see that.
episodes like when I was talking about Stranger Things.
Yep.
Where it's something that just everybody was like, "Oh my god, this game is amazing," and this and that. I'm just like, stop talking about it.
Yeah. So I think the reason why I didn't like Last of Us is just, again, I'm not a fan of too much of like zombie, apocalyptic stuff. So that's why it dropped for me. But story-wise, it's great.
Okay.
Story-wise is beautiful. It's great, and it's heartfelt. So it's great for story-wise, and I think that's why I kind of started it, and I got into it, and then I started getting into the lots of the good zombie kind of stuff, and then I was just like, okay.
But like, I played all the Uncharted. I didn't like any of them. I'd much rather play Tomb Raiders.
Wait, yeah. First of all, duh.
Yeah.
I'm like, you'd rather play Lara Croft.
Well, yeah, but that too, and it's like.
But story-wise.
But no, even story-wise, because to me, like Tomb Raider, you knew it was somehow supernatural based.
True.
Like you're fighting Atlanteans in the first one, stuff, whatever it is. Uncharted to me disguised itself as like an over-the-top adventure, like Indiana Jones.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you have like these people in Shangri-La that have been alive for the last like 400 years, and you're like, oh, okay, so there is supernatural to it.
Yeah.
But then you start like the next game, and it's you're just a treasure hunter again. So it's like,
I know what you mean.
you're not being honest with yourself, and that's what I felt about the game. Is that
I liked them, but I wasn't like crazy about them.
Yeah.
I wasn't like that level of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider,
Right.
that stuff. And I love those kind of games. I love adventure
But
games.
yeah,
like
but that was my thing. Was like Tomb Raiders have always been honest with what they are.
Yes.
And I loved them for that.
Yes.
But Uncharted, I was like, okay, you're selling yourself short by being like, oh no, we're just Nathan Drake's misadventures. But plot twist, there is supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. What game would you like to either see remade or have a sequel to that they have not had anything like?
Remade or have a sequel to?
Yeah.
I'm going to just say it just because it's one of my favorite games. It's going to be Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
More of that. More of 10, 10-2. We did get 10-2, but I want more. Like, just because I love Yuna and Tidus, and I just want to know.
But would you want it made like the way they did the 7 remake? Where you're like, instead of the turn-based, where you're actually...
for sure, yes. I would say most definitely, because it did have that. It did have the turn-based stuff.
Yeah.
But, of course, up to those graphic and level, for sure.
Right.
For sure. But yes, I just wish there was, because at the end of 10-2, of course, Yuna and Tidus kind of reunite, but, I kind of want to know what goes on after that. Like, I want to know more. I know that there's no more sin and that kind of stuff, but I don't know, maybe I kind of want more of, I guess I want more of another summoner story. I guess that's what I want. I want to know if who else becomes a summoner or if, again, maybe there isn't a need for a summoner because kind of Sin dies already. But, if there was something else, I think, I think that would be the game. I don't know.
But
there's so much to it.
But there's no happily ever after, so something has to come out.
I know.
Yeah, some villain has to come out.
I guess maybe I just wanted more to the ending.
Sure.
Because I kind of just, of course, it just comes to the end right when Waka's holding a baby and, or Lulu's holding a baby, and I don't know. I kind of wanted a little bit more towards the end of that. That's just me. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's another one. I don't know. I love I honestly love the Tomb Raiders. I want more. I kind of wish they would do more adventure games, like that, puzzle-wise too, that kind of style. Maybe something other than Lara Croft. Maybe just another. Honestly, I love pirate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Black Flag was really great. And another game that I've been wanting to try is actually Sea of Thieves. And I don't know if this would be because I don't know too much about Seas of Thieves yet.
Yeah.
But I do love pirate and that kind of style of atmosphere. And I would love another pirate game, but maybe goes into like treasure hunting and that kind of stuff, and maybe with puzzles or something like that. And then of course with something that is more, the battleship fighting, pirates with pirates.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the mythical creatures,
Right.
sea monsters.
The sea monsters and everything.
Yeah. Maybe like a Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Sure. Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like that's what I'm kind of wanting. I want to find something like that. I don't know if there, maybe I need to just do research. Maybe there is a game out there like that, and I just haven't really seen. But I really haven't seen it.
I was like, I don't know. I don't think so.
I think the only thing I've seen that's like piratey is the Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, and there was another one that
There was one more.
I can't think of the name of it,
but I think that was
come out. It's either just came out or it's coming out soon. So
I think there's a strategy ship one.
probably.
Kind of like Battlefield. Are you getting tired?
No, I'm not getting tired. I'm not.
Someone's getting bored here.
No, I'm not getting bored. You're very entertaining.
Okay. Yeah. What about you?
Donkey Kong 64.
Oh my God. Holy
Honestly,
cow.
I would love to see a remake of that. Donkey Kong 64 or the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I want to see remasters of those.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
I understand, you're doing good on the new Zeldas, but I would love to play those games again.
See, and I'm glad you bring that up because, they just... Spyro was actually one of my favorite games.
Yeah, that's right.
Back then. And they remastered it, and they brought that back, and you saw me play it. I was playing it like hardcore, and I was like, yeah. But it only satisfied me to like, oh my God, they brought Spyro back, and it's new and graphic and everything, and I loved it. But it came to a point, and I was like, okay, I got my nostalgia. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
But I feel like getting to play through Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, like with the graphics and just a better immersive world.
Okami.
Yeah.
I would love to see another Okami.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I just think about it, God, I used to love that game. Now that I think about it, yeah.
But those would be mine. Would be just remasters because we've gotten really great sequels and we're getting sequels of other games that I like. So I don't have to say like, oh, I need another Witcher game because obviously it's coming.
And of course, I just really want my Diablo game to come out already.
It'll come out. It's coming out.
I know.
Soon.
But we've been waiting too long for it, and I need Diablo 4 already. We've been waiting way too long. Simple as that. So
hey, good things take time.
I know.
Good things take time. That's all I can say. But yeah, I would like remakes of old N64 games.
Yeah, I can see
That's what I would like.
Yeah. Well, they've already done, Mario and all that stuff. It's like, okay, give Mario a break already.
Yeah, or you know what, or better yet, like a Yoshi game.
Oh, yeah.
Because Yoshi was my boy.
Yeah.
I like Yoshi's Island. I liked Yoshi's Island, but I'd say Mario and Luigi are like obviously the bread and butter of it, but come on, like make some other games.
Yeah.
Like make some games with some of these supporting characters.
Yeah. I agree.
I definitely would. I'd like those games.
Yeah. There is one game, and I can't remember the name of it. I will have to actually really do my research or kind of go down memory lane and try to see if I can remember. And it reminds me a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. A little bit. But not, of course, Ghost of Tsushima the graphics are beautiful and amazing on that. But it has that, kind of assassin style to it. And I remember I used to play it so much.
It's not Ninja Gaiden, is it?
Maybe. It might be.
The guy, because he was in the character you played in that was also in Soul Calibur. I think, or Dead or Alive. Sorry, Dead or Alive, the fighting game.
I can't remember.
Ryu Hayabusa, where he had the black mask here. Mm-hmm. Or are you talking about Shinobi?
Maybe I'd see. I don't know.
Shinobi'd be another one I'd really take a
but I can't remember. But I just remember you're like an assassin.
Yeah.
You're in a ninja kind of outfit, and you're going through temples, and you are kind of sneaking away, and of course assassinating. I don't remember what the objective of the game was already. Oh, God, it was so long ago. It almost reminded me of Assassin's Creed, but
before Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was a ninja assassination.
Oh, another one I just thought of? I think they actually released it on PlayStation Plus, but I want another Sly Cooper game.
Sly Cooper?
Where you're the raccoon, the thief.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like Swiper, no swiping.
Sure, if you want to say that. But no, Swiper. Sly Cooper, not Swiper.
I know, but it just reminded me of that.
Yeah, you caught me. Sly Cooper.
It just reminded me of that.
I love that game. Or Jack and Daxter. Oh my God, old school PlayStation was Jack and Daxter. Give me another Jack and Daxter.
I did like that. Yeah. I did like them. Yeah, I can see that.
Those are the two old school PS2 games that I want sequels to. Is Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, I definitely want more games, more storytelling games, more I guess less shooter games. I'm gonna say. Yeah,
less battle royales like your Fortnite and everything.
There's so much battle royale, and I get it. That's what There's a big community for that, and I get it.
Well, it's all about making money because of the microtransactions.
Yes, but I want more story. I want more, either first person or even if a group joins you, whatever, but just a little bit more storytelling and
listen to my story.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And maybe even some more strategy games. I'm actually really, I've also been getting into some of the simulator games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we played the power washing one.
Yeah.
It's actually a great, if you have not tried
power washing simulator was a blast. Man.
Just anything simulator games, like if you haven't done like Farmers or the lawnmower.
The lawn simulator was fun too.
Just play it once in a while. And it's a great break from all of those other, intense,
It's something left field, man.
Yes. And it does zen you out.
It does.
And it does bring a little peace. And you're like, oh, okay. Especially after I've played several matches of League and either I've lost too much and I'm wanting to rage quit, I switch it over to that game and I'm like, oh, I'm good now.
Yeah, you laugh at me for yawning. I'm not tired, I promise, but I will say that I have fallen asleep to the power washing simulator.
Yeah.
Because like the sound of like the power washer, like it's it's zen, like you said.
Yes.
And it definitely helps relax you. So
yeah, it's great. I actually they're actually bringing out another the goat one.
The goat simulator.
The goat simulator. I actually started playing that first one, and oh my god,
you're welcome.
Hilarious. I totally forgot they even had that damn game. But they're bringing out the third one. I was like, what? So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like simulator games are also pretty fun. Yeah, and they will be time consuming. I'll tell you that because you'll get a little.
You just go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think we talked enough about video games and, of course, of our genre of video games and everything that we like and our opinions on video games. But
of course,
if there
is just the beginning. There's definitely more to come.
There's so much more. And, of course, with more time, there's going to be better and more games are going to be coming out.
And especially with you and your whole streaming journey, if you're start playing some of these older games, and we can kind of look back.
And I know that I'm learning a lot more that I'm doing the stream, and I'm also part of this group, which is called Blitz Team, and it's a gaming community group that we are support each other in every aspect of just the gaming in general and content creation as well. So it's great that they're also helping me venture out on games that I've missed out on, something that I might like, and it's great to just have also a group of friends to really play with too.
For sure.
Yeah, because that's the other thing is that there's games out there now that you really play with groups of friends,
right?
And that's what makes it even more fun, and it's just great. And we can all kind of relate to it and everything. So
definitely so.
Yeah. So thank you guys. If there is any video game that you would like for us to talk about or that you would like to maybe come on the show to talk about, you don't have to be here in person. We can also always video chat you and have you on here. So if you definitely want to talk about more about video game categories or anything that you are interested in, again, our podcast is about fandom. So whatever your fandom is, anything, you let us know in the comments and we will definitely bring you on and talk about it. So
sounds good.
So thank you so much, guys. I'm sorry if this is a long one. We were kind of been catching up for the 2 weeks that we kind of missed out.
Right.
But we're back at it and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.